This weekend, over 800 gardens are opening to the public as part of the National Garden Scheme Festival Weekend, with the proceeds all going to charity. And Sir Frank Williams, founder of Williams Formula One, is opening his garden in memory of his wife, Virginia, who died earlier this year after a long battle with cancer.
She loved gardening very much, a very creative person. She saw a lot of opportunity and scope, and she did herself and certainly this family and this property proud, I think. And I take great pleasure when visitors say, wow.
My name is Lyons. Lady Williams and myself designed all the garden together. We'd fire off each other. I'd come up with a suggestion, which she would then multiply by 100, which then I would multiply by 100, and it just snowballed and snowballed and snowballed.
She felt she could rely on Mark to understand and carry out what she wanted.
The remit I was given by Lady Williams when I came here was to put a modern garden into an old setting. She was always about surprises and breaking rules. If you said to her, don't do something, she would do the complete opposite. If she was told she couldn't do it, she would do it. As an example, she wouldn't want you to come through the walled garden door and see formal annual bedding. She wanted it to be completely different. It looks wild as you look at it, but it is all controlled. We've got things like the geraniums here in the white section, playing off with the hesperus. Just a touch of something like the anthryscus, the raven's wing, just to give it, so it's not block colours. The shock on people's faces when they actually come around the garden and they walk through the walled garden and expect manicured lawns, nicely kept edges, nicely kept borders, and actually what you get is this sort of wild flower jungle, which is, I think, is perfect. A really good friend of ours, Julie Cole, who lives on the estate, she's an excellent gardener. She had a very similar design in her conifer at home. I took Lady Williams down to see it. We both fell in love with it. We got Julie to draw the design for us, and then the problem we had was getting the design from the paper onto the hedge. We tried everything. We tried garden paint, we tried canes with string. Nothing would work. It just wouldn't stick on there. So in the end, we used shaving foam, which was the only thing that would glue to the actual leaf. And then we just used things like dustbin lids or big lids, stuck it round onto the hedge and just cut around closely into it. As you can see, you have to be very, very careful, because if you cut into the old wood, the conifer will die. Any false move and you could kill it. Well, these living willow structures we made first by just cutting hazel from the woods, making the shape itself, and then planting the willow on each hazel strip. And then over time, these hazel strips have now disintegrated and just left us with this living arch. And as a legacy to Lady Williams, one of the many legacies that we're continuing in the garden, we've just planted wisteria either side of these arches. So eventually, in 5, 6, 7 years' time, this will just be one mass of colour in spring.
We should put so much into it, it'd be very, very wrong in every sense. Just so we can let it tumble back to where it was. When I see all this green in the trees, it is pure England. I'm really proud of it.
It's so important for the garden to open for the NGS. It's so important to raise money for charities, especially cancer-related charities due to Lady Williams' death, but also because I really feel it's important to show off what we've done for Lady Williams' sake.
I like to lead a private life and not brag about success and all that sort of thing. But I do recognise that to many, many people who can't afford such a large property, so much land and so on, for them to walk around, etc., I know it gives them a lot of pleasure. They come as often as they want for that reason. She was so talented. And whilst flowers and stuff like that are a bit lost on me, everyone says, she did a splendid job and she was devoted to it. I miss her very much.
She was the heartbeat of the estate, there's no denying it, and sorely missed, sorely missed. She said to a friend of hers that she'd come back as a butterfly, and I've never seen so many butterflies in the garden this summer.